from the fine folks over at Sony Pictures. It is Escape Room Tournament of Champions, which is, of course, a sequel to the better than it had any right to be Escape Room that came out like a year or so ago. I remember watching the first one being pretty surprised with actually how well it was done. This one, more of the same, really. So right out the gate, I'll say if you like the first movie, you're going to like this one. This one also brought back a little bit of a tradition lost in sequels to where it pretty much recaps the last movie before we head into the new one. Characters return, more of the same plot, although it's more of like our leads from the last one are just kind of trying to track down the people responsible for the game, and they end up finding themselves stuck in another game, this time with a bunch of people who have been in the game and won before. So thus your Tournament of Champions thing. Pretty creative, pretty neat. There's some bad CGI here and there, but that's going to happen. But everything else is pretty tense at times, which is a good thing because you want tense and, thrills and chills and all that generic lingo for stuff that is good in a movie. That's a lot to say. Nonetheless, though, this here it's kind of like it's taking the place of Saw in a way. Because I know we just got a new Saw movie this year of Spiral, but it's like I can see this spawning more sequels down the line. And that's probably not a terrible thing. If they keep the quality here that these last two have had, then I can definitely be a supporter of this being a brand new full-fledged franchise. There's twists and turns that are pretty good. I will say that. Maybe could do a little bit more of a body count in it. Maybe get a little bit more gory. This thing here is rated PG-13. That's probably why it's not over the top with gore. There's extended cut of this, and the alternate opening and ending might have been a little bit better than the actual opening and ending they go with here. Then I'm not going to spoil that, but that could have been an interesting direction, but they kind of nicked that and kind of went for another way, which does leave the door open, like I said, for more stuff. The leading girl here is a gem to this series. I'm going to say that. I don't know if anything else she's in, but she stood out in the first one, and she stands out here. It's almost impossible not to like this character. And when you like the lead, that automatically makes things far more interesting than they normally would be without having a very interesting lead. People from the first one, so it's no recasting or anything. Anybody from the first movie's back in this one. It's kind of more the same in some regard, but the same wasn't bad. So therefore, Escape Room is still fun to me, and a 3.5 out of 5, which makes it probably one of the better movies from this year that I've seen this year, and I'm not complaining because I like a good, unsuspecting, solid horror film from time to time. This thing, of course, like I said, come out from Sony. I think it's out now if you want to go find it. It includes over 25 minutes of all new footage, including alternate beginning and ending, like I said. It includes a feature where you go inside the escape room, meet the players, and director Adam Robitel on Raising the Stakes, which is interesting little featurettes here. I mean, that's a groundbreaking, but the alternate opening and ending is probably worthy of the disc alone if you just want to do that, which I think Vudu actually includes extras now too as well, which I've redeemed the code and believe the extras are included on Vudu now. I think there was one time when they didn't do that, but that's, probably more of their plan to get you away from the physical stuff. Having been in an escape room before, it's a pretty good concept to make a horror movie out of. And if this goes the way of Paranormal Activity and Saw, as long as it doesn't go too much in the way of Paranormal Activity and Saw, or The Purge for that matter, this could be a more modern horror franchise that's got a little bit of life in it. But as far as the second one goes, it's still holding up pretty strong. So I say check this one out, especially if you love the first one, or if you just like something that's mainstream but solid.